The purpose of this video tutorial is to point you to resources that will help you with the Section 4. We're mainly going to focus on the international strategy here, so we're going to be looking at gross domestic product, political trends, and population trends. So I have several sources that I want to show you that will help guide you to some of this information, in addition to some of the other things that we've already gone over. We've already gone over country profiles and other resources in the Section 3, and there is information on GDP and political environment and country profiles and other things like that. But I want to show you some more places where you can go get some information. So one of them is the World Bank Open Data section. There's data, the data bank, country profile, and world development indicators. Those are all places that are things that are available to you on this site. This is free and open access to global development data, and you can browse by country or by indicator. So let's go take a look at this real quick. I'm just going to click on it. So this is the World Bank Open Data section. So we can go in and search on whatever we want. We can choose country or indicator, or you can use the search box however you choose to look through some of this information. So I'm just going to click on country. When I click on country, again, I'm going to go in and look at the country of Argentina. So I can click here. And what this does, this gives me all sorts of indicators and trends that I can look through. So this is social indicators of poverty, life expectancy, my population growth, all sorts of information. This human capital index, there's another page that will explain that. Here's your GDP, and they put that in US dollars, your GDP per capita, your GDP growth annual. So what this does, this takes it through several years, and you can look and see where it started in 2000 to where it is now. So it gives you a good 20-year span. So you can see the ups and the downs. You can see what the unemployment has done. Inflation, well, the inflation isn't here, but there's all sorts of different data sets that you can go in and look here. Your central, that is not there. So anyhow, individuals using the internet. So you can look and see that in about 2000, only 7%. Then we scroll up to 2022, 88% are using the internet. So that is a really good factor to look at, especially if you're going to be marketing your company online, doing a lot of online. Foreign direct investment, net inflows, percentage of GDP. So you can just go through here and grab all sorts of data. Here's information on finances, and there's other industry reports. Here's your human capital index. I had mentioned that. It's your ACI and GDP per capita. So what this does, this looks at the human capital index by gender, and it measures the amount of human capital that a child born today can expect to attain by age 18, given the rest of poor health and education and other factors. So you can look and see where Argentina is on this level. So it is, pretty much, the mid-range for that. So you can go and look at that. Global Economic Prospect Forecast, the annual GDP growth percentage. I can look at where it was in 2019 and where it pretty much is now. So even climate change. So this is a really good place where you can go look at information. Again, we were looking at the country section, or I can go look by indicator. These are all sorts of indicators if you want to focus in on one of them. So you might want to scroll down and look at economy and growth. This is going to be important information, and you can go and click to those certain sections. There's lots and lots of information here. Education, we can look at the education, population, here's population. So there's all sorts of factors that I can go in and look at. So anyhow, just explore this site. There's lots of great information here. I'm not going to focus on that. I want to go look at more other sites to look at. So the next one is the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So they came up with all these Sustainable Development Goals, and these are really important because in our global economy, we want to look at these SDGs. A lot of times this will influence your political environment and your economic environment. So I want to go look at these. Again, you can look at indicators by country, region, or time period. Let's go look at this real quickly and explore this site. So once we get here, we can go look at the list by indicators. I liked the data. I liked looking under the data section by the country profile. To me, this made more sense. So you can decide how you want to look at that. You can go in and select your country, or you can type it in, whatever you prefer to do. So again, I'm searching for Argentina. That's the country I selected. So we've got the Sustainable Development Goals. Number 1 is no poverty. So it shows where Argentina is on this. It shows us in over here when it started, I guess, in maybe the 1991, and where we are now. And I can go through here and look at different indicators. I might want to scroll down and look at just certain goals that I think are more important to me, but it might also depend on your product and your industry. If your product and your industry has a lot to do with water, using water, I might want to go look at clean water and sanitation. So maybe I'm marketing a protein drink or some kind of drink or something like that. So that would be an important factor for me to look at. And then of course energy would be important. Decent jobs and economic growth, that might be an important factor for me to go in and look at. So then I can go in and look at the different categories that they have pulled up for me. Oh, this was interesting. This is talking about automatic teller machines, how those have increased. Different categories that I can go in and look. Industry, innovation, and infrastructure. I think this would be an important category to look at. This one went over passenger volume by air transport, so that has declined from this amount to this amount. It has really declined in Argentina. So just different things for me to go in and look at, and that might make a difference on how I'm marketing my company and my product and how I get it to a certain location and things like that. This is port traffic, manufacturing, per capita. So I can just go in, manufacturing value added as a proportion of GDP declined from 2000 to 2022. We also know that the pandemic has affected some of these things, but still to this day, you can go in and look at the different categories and see if you see something that's relevant. So anyhow, these are some important categories I think you should pay attention to. So I'm going to close that. The next one I'm going to go look at is Global Trends 2040, Regional Forecast by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. So let's go take a look at this one. This is a U.S. government site. So it goes over, we can go in and look at the Global Trends Report if we'd like to. Go and look at that. You also have your 5-year regional outlooks. So I liked this by region. I mean, the Global Trends Report is an international report, but then I can pull up information by region. So my country is in Latin America, so I would want to click here. And I can go in and just I have this information here, or I can pull up the PDF, which basically has the same information as well. So my PDF would be right here. I can also go in, I liked the media and download section as well. So I can go in and just download the Global Trends 2040 book. Once I do that, I can download it and then search for my country. Even though it's Latin America, I know there's a section that talks a little bit about Argentina. This is what I liked. I liked this graphic. And I can go around here, and it was giving me populations of cities. So it does pull up Buenos Aires, Argentina, and it shows me where that population is on the grid. It also gave me GDP per capita, but this is all based on Latin America, not just my country. But anyhow, I just thought it was some interesting information. Here's some information on age structure, some different facts that I can pull up. Readiness for digital economy. I thought that was interesting as well. And we already went over internet usage in a different report. This is Latin America. Mine was a little bit higher for Argentina. and it gives me a little bit about the political climate and the governments there, and in the geographic climate as well. So I can go in and look at that information. So I'm just going to close that. That was what I found interesting on that one. There's also the international database, which gives population estimates and projections for a lot of different countries. So I thought this was interesting too. So you can click here. What you do is, once you get to this international database, this is by the U.S. Census Bureau, click on World. Then you can go in and you can select any one of these categories. You can scroll down and select your country, or you can type it in, whatever you prefer, and then click on OK. So this is going to pull up the information for Argentina. It shows me where my country is on the map. It just gives me some quick facts. By mid-year, this should be the population of my country. They're expecting an annual growth rate of 0.8%. This is the population density, fertility rate, mortality rate. So just all sorts of life expectancy. It's showing me where my population was in 1950 to where it is projected to be going. It's also over here. I can look at my males for females population numbers as well. I can scroll through here. I can look at my annual growth rate, life expectancy. So anyway, it just gives me a few things that I can go in and look at, and I can explore all the other factors on here, other trends, other things like that. So I can go in and look at Argentina. So just explore that site. All of these sites, I'm just showing you the basics. There might be more for you to go in and explore. Also, we have the U.S. and world population clock, so that just shows us where the world population is now. The U.S. population also, I can go here. This is the most populous cities. I can go in, I can type in my country, or I can scroll down the map and select my country. I know that mine is down here. It's Argentina, so I can type it in or just select the country. It just gives me a little bit of information. This is my population, people per square foot, males per females, children per woman, goods exported from U.S., goods imported to U.S., change in exports from 2013 to 2022 is 25%, which is high up. Comparisons to the U.S. and comparisons to the world. So I can just go through here and grab some information. Okay, so I like that. I like that a lot of these sites are from the US.gov. Also, as I scroll down the page, one thing that you can do is you can just Google your country. So what I did is I typed in political trends in Argentina and negative book. I don't want to see books, I just want to see articles or websites. So I'm going to click on search just to kind of show you what comes up. So as I scroll through here, I have Argentina. This is the Freedom in the World 2023 Country Report. I kind of liked this site, although I do know this is an advocacy group that supports freedom. I did think some of the information on here was relevant. It does give a score for each country. This country is scored as free. So you can go through here. It's just giving me some history, some things that happened in the last year or two. It's letting me know a little bit about the electoral process, the political pluralism, also functioning of government, civil liberties, and things like that, if that seems to be of interest to your project. So I kind of liked this site, actually, so I'm going to close that. I would just scroll through the first page of results, especially the top results. I liked this one, the economic and political outline of Argentina from Santander Trade. So I can go through here. It does give me a little, this would be important, economic overview. Again, it goes into my GDP, different aspects of the GDP or percentages, so I can go in and compare those, and projections are main sectors of industry. This is important, and I can just scroll through here and look at the different information provided here, political parties, type of state, legislative power, things like that. So I like that one. Brookings Institute is one of my favorites also. That is a nonpartisan company that gives good information. So Argentina dives into nonlinear lessons for future elections. So it's talking about the political climate. This was recently published in November 2023. So I can go in and grab that. And if I want to read that, it has a nice map on voters and the economy and things like that. So that would be some good relevant information to look at. And again, what I'm going to do is copy and paste that search. And I'm going to go look in Google Scholar just to see what kind of scholarly articles are out there. So I'm using the exact same search. Political trends, Argentina, negative books. This pulls up my search. What I want to do, I'm going to get rid of include citations. I also want to create a custom range. I want to look at my data from 2013 to 2023. And that's going to help me narrow that down to more current information. Trends in recent Argentina. So this is a report. I actually pulled this one up earlier. It is mainly in Spanish, and I'm not as fluent as I should be, so I'm probably not going to use that one. But this one, the 4 phases of political participation in Argentina, using analysis to study political behavior. I mean, just scroll through results and see what you might come up with, and that could be something else you add to your research. So let me close that. So again, these are resources to help you with the international strategy on your project. Also, over here on the left-hand side, I do have some APA citation help. These are APA reference examples from different reports and things that I have found through the GGC databases. I have an APA citations tutorial that can guide you. You can go in and look at that. And then I do have APA 7 citations research guide. You can go through here. Here's APA 7 citations for business. I can click on this. This was a Google Doc created by librarians, or as you scroll down the page where it says citations, we also have, if you need a cited journal article, a government source, a website, how to do DOIs and URLs. So the guidance is here for all of those different things for citation purposes. And then as you scroll down the page, if you come across an article title and you don't know where to find it in our databases, this is a video that will show you how to find an article with an article title. So there's all sorts of resources here, and I hope that you find this section helpful on your international strategy portion.